Oh, welcome to Zoch.
Yeah, Zoch Weekly Tips.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get to the first game with Melbourne and Richmond, and we're going to be using a dartboard.
The first round of tipping this week is we're going to throw some darts while blindfolded, and I'm going to spin the wheel, and whichever team our dart lands on is the one we're going to have to tip.
I'm ready.
Spin. Alright.
Did I hit? Oh no! Tipping Richmond. Oh, that's shit. That's shit. Oh. Well, you hit one, Zach.
Who did I get?
You got right on the Tiger.
Oh, mate, both on the Tigers.
We're both the Tigers.
I think the Tigers actually could win this.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below what we should do for our next first round tip. So you happy with your choice?
Well, I mean, not really, but it doesn't matter because we got the same one. So,
Yeah. The difference here is going to be the margin.
yeah. So what are you thinking for the margin?
I reckon I'm going to tip Richmond by a goal.
Richmond, if they're gonna win, then I'll just tip them by 15. So it's not the same with you, and it's just it's likely because I feel like when Richmond win, it'll be like Melbourne will like give up because Richmond are winning, and then Richmond will collect a couple goals at the end.
I really hope Richmond beat Melbourne though.
It'll be very good. I would hope so. Because I like Richmond. Like, even when they were like good, I still like kind of like Richmond.
Yeah.
So the next game, Collingwood and Essendon on Anzac Day. Who are you gonna go with?
I'm going to go with Collingwood.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Collingwood. I think.
Yeah.
Yep. I reckon I'll go with. I'll just say it here. I'll just say Collingwood are gonna win by like 30 plus. I think.
I'm going to tip him exactly 65.
65. I don't think it will be that much of a blowout because the Anzac Day is going to be a bit closer despite how good the teams are.
I don't know if I've actually seen an Anzac Day game between them. Maybe I'll lower it then. Let's say...
Well, I don't want to change your tip. Do what you think.
I'll lower it down to 45.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it will just Essendon aren't any. I think Essendon aren't any as good as Collingwood. I think Essendon are rich shit. I think Collingwood are playing good, and that's just simple. Yeah. But Collingwood do have their captain out this week, Darcy Moore.
What happened to him?
He's having vertigo, I think.
Really? What?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a bit random.
Something with like headaches or something like that. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next one.
Freo and Crows.
What do you think about that game?
I don't know. I've tipped Freo.
Yeah.
Because it's at Optus, and Freo can play well.
Yeah.
But they haven't been playing well.
Yeah. I think that Freo aren't playing good, and I'm just more confident in like what the Crows have shown. This year. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Crows are just probably going to be the better team. Based on just what...
And every time I've seen Port play in Optus, they've been Freo, so...
Yeah.
I think I'll change the Crows on that one, I reckon.
Yeah. I think, I'll probably only tip like Crows by like 8 points, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be high.
I'll say 14.
Yeah. St Kilda and Brisbane. I reckon I'll tip Brisbane here.
Yeah.
But I'll say it here that I think that St Kilda, like, being at Melbourne, I think St Kilda do have a chance because they beat in Marvel Stadium. They did beat Geelong there.
Yeah, that's their like. I know every team has this weird matchup where a shitter team can beat them consistently.
Yeah.
Somewhere. that's one of those kind of ones, though.
No, I agree. I think like Brisbane, they were exposed last week, and I think that I have tipped Brisbane, but I think that St Kilda won't make it easy for them. Like they did, I think they'll play.
I reckon they'll put up as somewhat of a fight, at least in that first quarter.
They'll be angry at like what they did against the Bulldogs, and they'll.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be definitely a closer game, but I still don't think they'd win over Brisbane.
Yeah. And also we will be doing Zoch story updates during this game.
Yeah.
Because we'll be watching it together.
Yeah, we'll be watching them.
So keep up to date on that.
Yep.
And then Port and North Melbourne.
Yep, I think that's an easy one.
Obviously I'm tipping Port. I think you're obviously going to tip Port anytime. So.
Yeah, I always tip Port. I've never not tipped them.
Yep. But
you have to tip them here.
Yeah. I think it's one of those games where it's like, upset could happen because like AFL was random. But like I don't see North Melbourne going to Adelaide and doing this.
Yeah. And I think Port I think they'll go on a little bit of a streak here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Port probably I'll tip Port by probably I want to tip them by like 30 points, I think.
By 30, yeah, that's reasonable.
I think North Melbourne will like show a bit of like heart a bit, but like not too much.
I'm gonna go 40.
Yeah. But we also forgot to mention our margins for St Kilda and Brisbane.
Oh yeah. I think Brisbane by like 18, 24 in that margin.
Alright, so what was that?
I'll say 18.
Yeah. I'll tip Brisbane by 22.
GWS and Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. I never tip against Bulldogs, but it'll be a bit hard this week without Sam Darcy.
Yeah.
But
you got Bont back.
We got Bont back. Giants are a bit normally a good team, but without Jesse Hogan, we'll see a few players, but they seem to not be as good without him. But in Canberra, the conditions they're like Tassie conditions, so it's like we don't know like how the scores are gonna be like, cause
GWS will be a bit more used to that.
Yeah, but I'll tip Bulldogs. I'll tip Bulldogs by 20 points, but I'm not 100% confident with that.
I'd say GWS the way around.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Points. Gold Coast Sydney.
Yeah, Gold Coast Sydney.
I think this is a clear one for me too.
Yeah, despite losing to Richmond, I think I'll tip Gold Coast.
Yeah, it's at people first too.
Yeah. Sydney just haven't been playing good, have they? They just
no. They could have beat Port, but because Port played a shit last quarter. Yeah. But Sydney can't kick.
I think Sydney are just missing like way too many players.
Yeah. They're missing like how many? They're missing like 7 now.
Yeah, like 7 or so. 7 of the best 20 players, something like that. They're just missing a lot. Oh yeah, I think Gold Coast are just gonna probably come out and win this by a lot, like 33 points.
I'm gonna say like 20.
Yeah, fair enough.
Carlton Cats.
Yeah.
I've got the Cats here.
I'm gonna go with a bit of an upset here. I'm gonna go with Carlton.
You reckon Carlton?
Yeah, I just think that Geelong have played too many good games in a row. And I think that when you play a bit of good games in a row, your time will come. And I think Carlton just get a bit of confidence back. And I think that it'll be a close game either way because it's at the MCG. I think there's always close between these two teams despite what they are on the ladder. I have to go for an upset, and I'm just going to go for this one as my upset for the round.
Yeah, alright. Fair enough. I don't see Carlton.
Yeah. I think Geelong had some of their key players get injured over against Hawks. They had Grant Meyer there. He's one of their good playmakers.
That's right,
yeah, and they had they had another key player come out of the game, but I can't remember now. But I just think that it's about time Geelong lose.
Yeah, as much as I'd like them to lose, I just don't think Carlton's the one to do it.
Yeah, fair enough. And then the last game of the round, Hawthorn.
How much we tipping?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll just tip Carlton by 10 points.
I'll tip Cats by 18.
Yeah.
Alright. Last game, also probably the worst game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Terrible game to finish on.
Yeah, that's going to be boring.
Yeah, I'm tipping Hawthorn by 80 points.
I'll say Hawthorn by 90 points. Oh, I'll go 70 points. I'll go lower.
Yeah, that's an awful game. There's nothing to talk about. Hawthorn are good. West Coast are bad. And that's the end of our tips.
Yep. So who got the tips? Who got the tips from? There's Michael.
Michael has to do the punishment. So
yeah.
we'll cut to his punishment in Bali.
Michael here. I obviously lost the tips challenge, and now I'm here on holiday, and I've got to call in and do this. All right, here we go. That wasn't so bad, you know? What the fuck? Alright guys, that sucked. Comment below what should be the next punishment for the tipping challenge, and don't forget to subscribe to the Zotch podcast. What the...
So that's it for our tips this week, guys.
Yeah.
The Anzac Day tips. Let us know your tips down below and how many you'll get right, I guess, the next tipping video. And be sure to let us know what you think the next punishment should be for the loser of the tips this week.
Hopefully
Hopefully
there's some good ideas there.
Yeah. And hopefully it's Moch again.
Hopefully not, because it's been me every time.
Michael got it
this week. It was Michael this week, and you would have already seen the clip of him being silly in Bali.
Yep. Alright, I think that wraps it up.
Alright.
We'll see you in the next Zotch episode.
Over and Zotch.